Subscribe to Get Curried and click on the bell icon for more updates.
Chicken and rice soup is a perfect and healthy recipe for any busy day. To explain the health quotient of that recipe in the studio today, I have a HealthifyMe Coach Lattika Bissa.
Thank you, Varun, for having me here. Now I know that you want to know more about the HealthifyMe app.
Absolutely.
So let me show you.
Sure.
So HealthifyMe is a health and fitness application where you can track your food that you eat and know how much calories you have taken in against your calorie budget.
Isn't that wonderful?
That's absolutely wonderful, and not just that, you can also track the exercises that you are doing so that you get to know how much calories you have burnt. Now, Varun, what are we cooking today?
We're making a chicken and rice soup.
So let us see how many calories
Sure.
does it have. Could you please add? Go to the dinner.
Right.
Yeah, now you can search for chicken and rice soup.
Chicken and rice soup.
Okay, yeah.
Right here.
Now the quantity, one bowl. Yeah, you can add to
So
dinner.
one bowl.
It's done. And add to dinner. So you are consuming approximately 374 of calories, wherein your calorie budget for dinner is 570 calories. That's nice, right?
Super. So this reads 374 out of 570 calories.
You can have something else as well.
Super. This also has something called insights.
Why don't you click on it?
Okay.
So it tells you about the macronutrients, protein, fats, carbs and fiber that you had in your dinner.
Super. Isn't that lovely?
And it has more cool features where you can get expert guidance from a fitness trainer or a dietitian for your weight loss journey. But
Lovely.
I'll leave that up to you to discover over time.
Isn't that lovely?
It is.
Super. So let's begin with the chicken and rice soup.
Yes.
For that, you need to heat a wok. You can use a kadai. In this, I'm just going to add in a touch of oil. Because it's a soup, I'm not using a lot of oil. And by the time this is heating, we'll quickly chop onions.
Alright.
So I'm using a red onion. So that's your roughly cut onions. I'm also going to quickly cut ginger. And finally, for some added flavor, I'm going to use celery. Now celery, usually we only use the stalk, we don't use the leaves. Let's add in the ginger first. Once that gets just a little sauteed for 10 to 12 seconds.
I can smell it.
Yeah, already?
Okay.
Nice. To this, I'll be adding in celery. Well, all of this is going to get boiled later. So at this stage, we really don't have to bother about the doneness or the sauteing or the cooking. Finally, we add in the onions and just give it a quick few tosses. The next thing that of course goes in are some carrots.
Are there any other options than carrots? Because I know it's healthy, but I don't like carrots.
Even I don't personally, but nevertheless, you can use things like zucchini, you can use in baby corn, lots of vegetables, you can use American corn, lots of it, right? The next thing that goes in is some green peas. So these are fresh garden peas and these are both in season. So I'm using these. And the next thing that goes in is brown rice. Again, brown rice is healthy and she'll guide you better.
So rice is basically rich in carbohydrates, which gives us instant energy to the body. It also has some proteins, some vitamins and minerals like magnesium, selenium and vitamin B. So here the portion control really matters. And if you are having high quantity of rice with low fiber or vegetables or low protein like dal, meat or curd, so that then leads to obesity.
So we don't have to blame the rice. It's just the quantity that needs
Just
to be
the
blamed.
quantity and plus what are you having with it.
The next thing that goes in is some chicken stock. Now the rice has been parboiled because the rice is going to take a little longer to cook. So what I've done is I just pre-boiled it a little and that's about it. The soup has come to a roll boil. The next step, of course, is to add in some pre-cooked chicken. Now this is, of course, one of the many ways to cook chicken. Can you tell some more healthy ways?
Yeah, so some of the healthy ways to cook chicken is through boiling, steaming, baking or grilling. And also this way you avoid external fat and excess of calories. And trimming of the skin is a better option because most of the fat is below the skin.
Super. So there you have so many tricks in your own home kitchen. Next, let's start flavoring this. And for flavoring, of course, I'm going to use 2-3 very simple things. The first one is something that we all know, and that's black peppercorns. Well, I prefer crushing black peppercorn fresh so that the flavor is nice and intact.
Plus, pepper is a spice which aids weight loss.
So, there you have it. Okay, the next flavoring is some fresh thyme leaves. The final thing is to flavor this, and for that, of course, I'm using salt. I prefer adding salt personally at the last stage because you kind of just come to know how much to add.
Yeah,
because
that's
if you're
true.
just adding it through the course, it may get a little over or under. With this, a healthy chicken and rice soup is done and ready. And now that Lattika has guided us on the right way to eat chicken and rice, let's try and follow the same.
And also tracking it on the application.
Well, with this, our chicken and rice soup is ready to go on the dinner table. But before we move ahead, let us all thank Lattika for taking the time out and guiding us on the right way of eating chicken and rice.
Thank you so much, Varun. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely a pleasure. Well, do try this recipe at home, but more importantly, track this and all your future recipes on the HealthifyMe app, and let's pledge to start a new, happy and healthy lifestyle.